If you've at all observed my admittedly inconsistent work on this channel, you'll know that I love Unreal Tournament. From the classic single-player Unreal and Return to Napali to the evergreen UT99, Unreal Tournament 2004, and despite it being my least favorite of the lot, UT3. But most of all, most strong in my heart, and the one I connect with the most, is Unreal Tournament 4, or more properly named, the incomplete Unreal Tournament pre-alpha. Unfortunately, I wish this video was about how it's going to be picked up again and how excited I am for it. But the truth is far more predictable. Starting a few days ago, December 14th, Epic Games appears to be dropping the Unreal franchise almost entirely. Legacy entries are dropping away, and UT4 is being killed outright. While unfinished, UT4 to me was the best implementation of the UT first-person shooter formula yet. Many great quality of life improvements like single-button dodging, weapon wheels, and the mini-HUD bring the title to the top of my charts as far as usability goes. In addition, the added and refined movement mechanics like sliding, wall running, and improved wall dodging all complemented the game quite well. They gave the old-school title some modern legs without adding needless modern gaming trends like loot, high-stake modes, or character shooter elements. Not to mention, the style of the game was crisp, clear, and well-defined. A true modern reimagining of the Unreal universe. One that puts the brown, bloomy, muddled look of UT3 to shame. The weapons were, for the most part, nailed, in my opinion. Their visual style, sound design, and other elements gave them exceptional presence in a way that prior entries simply lacked. The phasing sound of the shock rifle spinning down, the various spinning greebles of the link gun, and the guttural crunch of the flat cannon, turning the foe right in front of you into a fine mist. Even the metallic clunk of the Enforcer pistol implied that even your starting weapon was still a force to be reckoned with. Overall, the attention to detail and the more polished elements of the game makes knowing its fate even harder to swallow, because clearly those that were invested in the project had passion for it. Besides the game itself, UT4 represented something strongly from my personal journey. After speaking with many members of the UT community over the last few days, I've also discovered that I'm not alone in this. I was 17 years old, in first year of university, when UT4 was announced. Back when there was a paid subscription license for Unreal Engine 4, I subscribed immediately. Right out of the gate, they introduced the editor, a relatively intact version of Unreal Engine 4, a tool that could be used to make modes, mods, and maps for the budding game, all with the pretense that Epic was going to work with the community to right the wrongs of UT3 and collaborate to make a truly next-generation Unreal Tournament experience. A promise that if you showed enough talent and skill, you could get your content added to the game officially. Having been mapping for UT99 and 2K4 for years, and seeing that I could do all that while developing skills in Unreal Engine 4, well, who wouldn't take that opportunity? I learned how it worked, made a bunch of small, nothing projects, but eventually, with enough, and I emphasize enough, skill, made a map. One that I felt was at least a little worth being proud over. I made Archer. My greatest game development accomplishment yet. This map was, at the time, my magnum opus. After some feedback, I finally released the finished version to fairly positive reviews in spring 2017. Anyone who knows the history of Unreal Tournament 4 after that knows that that is the worst possible timing. Funnily enough, I'd gotten messages from Epic's community management about bringing the map in-house for a professional polishing pass before they wanted it included in the game. So I sent them all I had on it, and I filled out the form required to allow them to use my work. But again, the timing couldn't have been worse. Shortly after, things went dark on my end. Messages from Epic left on red. They stopped support for the game to pivot resources to working on Fortnite. A game I won't even scrape footage of. I despise it that much. Regardless, I continued working on maps, and getting better and better with each, improving my skill with Unreal Engine. In the time since then, I've worked on and released 3 games and many smaller game projects, as well as a half a dozen released or near-release maps for the title, which now firmly was in the community's hands. This game, and its community, fueled and propelled my creative and professional journey in games. It gave me my start in the field, all from the comfort of my home, without having to take a job in an increasingly hostile and toxic games industry. Like I said at the start, this is not just my story. Hundreds of others, maybe thousands across the various titles, have gotten their start because of the power of community-driven content in Unreal games. But all this seems to have come crashing down this week. At the time of making this video, this is the information I have on hand. Things may change, but until they do, I'm considering this the state of the Unreal franchise going forward. For reasons I deeply fail to understand, Epic Games has delisted the legacy entries in the franchise off Steam, including Unreal Gold, Unreal Tournament Game of the Year Edition, and Unreal Tournament 2004, as well as Unreal Tournament 3 Black Edition, though we'll come back to that in a minute. The claimed reason is due to ending support for legacy online services, to which I question why games with non-functioning online interfaces in the first place have to be essentially eliminated from history to shore up that end. What exactly Epic gains from saying that the largely single-player game of Unreal Gold is being removed from stores, for example, evades me. Currently, if you already own Unreal Gold, Unreal Tournament 99, UT 2004, or UT3 on Steam, you can continue to play them offline with bots. Again, why remove them from the store and just stop earning royalties on your legacy titles? I'm failing to understand. It appears that UT3 will be adapted to use Epic's new online services, and will get revived as UT3X, a free multiplayer game with all of the UT3 Black Edition's content, becoming the sole way to get or play any Unreal franchise content going forward, as far as Epic is concerned. But the fate of UT4 is less placative, and the game will be entirely destroyed January 24th, 2023. Currently, you cannot download it anymore on the Epic Games Store. Come the aforementioned date, it's assumed that it will be removed from your library, or at least deadened beyond repair. UT4's prolific Unreal Engine editor will also be in the same boat. The legendary franchise's history wiped, its products marooned, and its dedicated communities entirely abandoned. The future is unclear for Unreal. Epic seems intent on making the only thing Unreal its engine. And even though the legacy entries will remain in the pockets of those who already own them, discovering the franchise will be harder than ever. As of now, GOG still hosts affordable copies of the legacy entries on their store. Unreal Gold, Unreal Tournament Game of the Year Edition, and Unreal Tournament 2004 ECE are accounted for, as well as the less fondly remembered Unreal 2 The Awakening. I own all the titles on Steam, and have been able to play them recently, locally, as promised. But I'm not really known for my trust, so I ended up repurchasing them from GOG and downloaded them locally. In the event the industry's new trend of purging the past results in the games being removed from Steam entirely, like with the BioShock franchise's original builds, or any one of Ubisoft's grand efforts. For UT4, there are efforts being spearheaded in the community to rip the project out of the clutches of Epic before they pull the plug. One such project I encourage any series fan to check out is the UT4 Unofficial Update, or UT4UU. It started as a patch that circumvented the Epic Games launcher, but has since turned into a soft, unofficial version of the game, making for a decidedly better experience than the stock Epic version. Currently, there are developers working to make online multiplayer possible post-kill, but I'll refrain from discussing that since it's in its infancy. As for at least playing offline in the future, there is a link in the description that discusses that in more depth. I suggest if you have it downloaded, open it up a few more times, and give it a good play. Because the date is set, and as of now, the end is near. I don't know if after January 24th, the game will truly be gone forever. I don't know if the franchise will ever be revived, or at least have the legacy games re-released. But I know what these games mean to me, how they've helped build my life, my career, and how they gave me beacons in times I needed help or reflection. In a world without them, I don't think the void they leave can ever be filled. I won't thank Epic for anything, not the company, but to the people who created these experiences, both officially and through the community. I thank you. So even in the worst of times, here's to the best of times.